King Charles's coronation is set to take place on the 6th of May 2023. This symbolic day marks the end of a 74-year wait to succeed his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. This is the story of King Charles III, from heir to monarch. Late in 1948, Charles Philip Arthur George was born to then Princess Elizabeth and Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, in the music room of Buckingham Palace. Just 4 years later, in 1952, his grandfather, King George VI, passed away, making Prince Charles the heir apparent. The young prince attended the famous Gordonston School and spent time at Cambridge University and the University College of Wales. Charles was invested as the Prince of Wales in 1969, famously delivering part of his speech in Welsh at Carnarvon Castle.
Chwaith, lai na bod yn ymwybodol o hanes maith Cymru.
During this period, the prince served in both the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy, flying helicopters and taking command of ships such as the HMS Bonington. Around the same time, the British press linked the young prince romantically to a number of women, while Charles's uncle, Lord Mountbatten, encouraged him to sow his wild oats and have as many affairs as he can before settling down. Having unsuccessfully proposed to Lady Amanda Knatchbull in 1979, Charles began courting Lady Diana Spencer sometime in mid-1980.
Whatever in love means.
Amid unrelenting and intense interest from the press and paparazzi, Charles proposed in February of 1981, before marrying Diana at St Paul's Cathedral on the 29th of July of that year. The new couple moved into Kensington Palace and had 2 children, the new heir apparent Prince William in 1982 and his younger brother Prince Harry 2 years later. However, their marriage began to suffer under huge media attention because of a 13-year age gap between the pair and alleged extramarital affairs. In 1986, Charles resumed relations with Camilla Parker Bowles, whom he had had a brief relationship with in 1970. In 1992, then Prime Minister John Major announced Charles and Diana's legal separation in Parliament before their divorce in 1996. The prince's image had been badly damaged by the release of phone conversations between himself and Camilla, as well as interviews, books and documentaries about the failed relationship. In the early hours, the 31st of August 1997, Princess Diana died from injuries sustained in a car crash in Paris. Prince Charles immediately flew out alongside her sisters to accompany her body back to the UK, before walking behind her coffin at her royal ceremonial funeral alongside her 2 children. Charles would later propose to Camilla Parker Bowles in early 2005, and, despite a number of complications over the legality of the prince's remarriage, disruption to the schedule following the death of the Pope, and his parents not attending the civil service, the pair were married in April of that year. During his time as the longest-serving Prince of Wales, Charles undertook a number of official duties on behalf of the Queen, including tours, investitures, and attending foreign funerals. He also established the wildly successful Prince's Trust early in his term, which helps vulnerable young people to get their lives on track. Charles widely gained a reputation for being extremely generous towards charitable causes, including large donations to Syrian aid charities during the Civil War, as well as suggestions he donated his entire state pension towards care for the elderly. In a symbolic moment in Irish-Anglo relations, Charles and Camilla visited the Republic of Ireland in 2015, and the Prince was seen shaking hands with Gerry Adams, Sinn Féin leader. On the 8th of September 2022, Buckingham Palace announced the death of Queen Elizabeth II, meaning that Charles, the longest-serving heir apparent, would ascend to become King of the United Kingdom and 14 Commonwealth realms after 73 years. The now King addressed the nation, speaking of his profound sorrow at the loss of his mother, and attended her funeral on the 19th of September, having led the nation in a period of national mourning. The King embarked on a tour of all 4 nations of the United Kingdom during this period, visiting each parliament to receive condolences. Christmas Day in 2022 marked the first King's speech in which Charles addressed his mother's legacy and her belief in the power of everlasting light, with Charles set to be formally crowned as king during an elaborate coronation ceremony on the 6th of May 2023.